Oh, well, what's going on, everyone? Yeah, PincheAls here, and we're back. We're back at this. It's a new year. I know it's a late live stream. Sorry. It's actually been pretty hectic for us here. We've had a lot going on here at the garage. We have a lot going on. Going to Ivan. I know again it's a late live stream, and I just wanted to say Happy New Year, everyone. I didn't do a live stream for New Year's. Hung out with a bunch of friends online playing actually Borderlands on my new Twitch channel. So we're trying to just exactly Happy late New Year's, man. You too, buddy. So I just wanted to say hi. What's going on? How's everybody been? What's up, Pasky? You know, hope everybody had a great New Year. Safe, healthy. Stayed away from others. Just trying to make sure everybody's doing good. What's up, Three Bowman? The whoop, the whoop. I also hold on here. Turn my mic down. I want to hear your guys' New Year's resolutions. Number one, I don't know what you guys want to do for New Year's or what is your New Year's resolution. Mine, I only had one, and it's to make PincheAls Garage the number one source for VW and Mark IV DIYs, and do my YouTube channel full time. That is my saca la bolsita. What bolsita? What are you talking about? Cheles. I just want to be able to do my YouTube channel full time. That's all I want to do for my New Year's resolution. And the only way it's going to happen is with you guys. 100%. So I wanted to make sure you guys understand and, how can I say, are going to be a part of this new progression to our future at PincheAls Garage. We had enough money saved up actually this year, so we have a new DIY coming for old school air cooled. And it's not a common DIY. This is actually a DIY that's probably going to be very, very frowned upon, because people don't like doing custom work on old school Volkswagens. And we're going to be doing coilovers on my VW bus. That's right, coilovers. This is actually going to, how can we say, change my steering setup on my bus, where it no longer uses what we call a torsion beam setup, because Volkswagen air-cooled cars, old school ones, they use kind of like a torsion beam to pretty much as a suspension, as a spring, and all they do is a shock, and that's pretty much it. And they have them on the front and the rear. You can only do it on the front. You can do coilovers on the front. So we're going to be doing coilovers in the front and what we call horseshoes in the rear, because we're going to be dropping the bus anywhere from like 3 to 4 inches. .8T, the crankshaft gear. I don't understand what you mean. The crankshaft gear. You mean the car's not turning on? You gotta be a little bit more detailed than that, Ivan. Passkey. Oh, that's really cool. So this company, where the timing belt goes, the one on the bottom, the crank gear, the little tiny gear that's like about this big, that keeps messing up. Because if that's messed up, that means your timing's off. You probably have a bent valve, and that's the end of the motor. It's probably why it's keep messing up, because either timing's been off. So if that gear's messed up, that means your valves are done. More than likely, since you guys probably fix it and you put a new belt on. What's going on? What a spick! When you put a new belt on, you time it. Even though it does seem like it's rotating, probably when it's actually going, it's just gonna snap it or damage it. Yeah, there's something wrong with the block. You're gonna have to tear down that motor and find out what's wrong with it. Sounds like something's really wrong with that engine. If it keeps doing it, that means there's some type of resistance where that tooth keeps shredding. There's something wrong. You should never have to replace that if it's a stock motor. So there's something definitely going on with that engine for sure. For Passkey, okay, so if you ever look at an old school Volkswagen bus, they're kind of weird. They have like multiple arms, and then they have a torsion bar set up inside the middle. There's a bunch of little teeth, or not little teeth, bunch of little bars that go inside. You pull all those bars from the inside out. Okay, so that comes off. So that the car no longer has a way to adjust its height. So just bear with me, okay, Passkey? So that all those bars that actually create the suspension for your bus to, have suspension and rebound, all of them come off. And then this special metal bar that goes in it, this big metal bar goes inside that, so it replaces it. Yeah, Ivan, that engine's done. There's something wrong with it, man. There's something really wrong. So that there's a big metal bar that goes all the way across, and then on the stock buses there's a shock that goes on the end of those bars from the factory, but you use it mounts in a different spot. So, but instead of it being multiple bars, it's one solid bar. Oh, you're welcome, Winnispick. Kind of like that. Yeah, it's kind of like acting like a sway bar, but it's not, because it's part of the entire steering rack or the suspension rack. It's all a part of it, so it doesn't really do anything to the geometry or sway bar chassis. It's just a big metal rod that goes across. The shock gets bolted onto that now instead of the factory shock location. And what it does is that now you have no height adjustment there. Your height adjustment now is based off the shock up in front, and it's a full-on coilover. So now we have fully adjustable coilover, like a normal car, like a Mark IV, where we have a shock and a strut when you have the perch to adjust the height up and down. That's it. That's all it is. You can do the entire suspension within like 2 to 4 hours, right off the bat. It's super cool. Smartest thing I've ever seen online to drop an old school Volkswagen bus without doing any modifications to the car whatsoever. You can do it all with hand tools. And that's it. You just literally jack the car up, put it on jack stands, take the wheels off, and you just take these bars out, put the new one in, put the struts on, adjust your height, you're done. That's it. That's as easy as it gets to drop the front of the bus. Now the back is going to be a whole other shindig. The back, we actually have to notch the frame. So the back has to be notched so we can... because the back, actually, Passkey, if you ever get into old school Volkswagens, there's a company called Red 9 Design. They're in the UK. They're the only companies that make these cool old school air cooled stuff for old school Volkswagens in general. They modernize old school buses or Volkswagens in general, and they put modern suspension on them, so it's super cool. Actually, you know what, since we're here, I might as well show you. I have the internet at my disposal. Let me show you guys. It's pretty cool. Let me capture another window. Okay, so it's called Red 9 Design. It's these guys right here. And I have a Type 2 Volkswagen bus, so that's what we have. And You'll see here, like, this is like a full modern, like, wishbone suspension for the front and rear. We're not doing that. There's a modern gas tank. This is what I'm talking about here. It's hard to show you guys because it's stupid. Their website doesn't have like a, how can I say, like a, but I can zoom in so you guys can see it. So look, this is how easy it is. That's all it is to drop your Volkswagen bus on the front. It's pretty stupid. Like, if you look at it, it's so simple. It's 2 bars and this, and 1 bar goes inside the inside the whole entire steering rack, and that's what replaces all those torsion bars. And then the other one, I believe, goes above the, somewhere in the front. I forgot what it replaces, but that's it. That's it. I mean, I've never seen anything this simple to drop a Volkswagen bus. It's insane, and how simple. That's why probably the price is so high, and since it's a UK product, I'm really like highly considering probably reverse engineering this product and making a couple here in the US, because it's not hard. It's not a hard product to make, and I'm probably gonna do that. I'm gonna be doing the 4-inch to 5-inch drop here on my bus. I'm gonna confirm that to the type of suspension. I'm thinking I'm gonna do the 2 to 4-inch, but I really want to go 4 to 5 inches is what I'm looking at, because I have a lot of suspension travel, so I can do that. The rear is a little bit easier, kinda, I guess. There's a company called Wagon West. These guys here, really cool company that make a product for my bus on the back. They're called horseshoes. They legitimately look like horseshoes just for suspension. Here it is. And there it is. This is what will drop my bus about 2 to I think 2 to 4 inches as well, almost 5 inches. And that's pretty much what I want. I want my bus not super low, but lower that I can use a jack, a smaller jack stand, because I have to use gigantic jack stands and they're not convenient. And then I have to like put like 3 stacks of wood on my jack just to get it high enough so I can put the jack stand underneath. It's ridiculous on what you need to make a Volkswagen to jack up a Volkswagen bus. That's why I want to slam my bus instead, and then I can actually do work on it a lot easier that way. The only downside now is I actually have to lift it to do an oil change, which isn't that bad. Right now, I just go underneath the car and just put a pan and call it a day, 1 screw, and I can do an oil change in like 10 minutes. So that's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, this will do everything I need to do, and then some. This will give me the ability to drop my bus, yeah, about 4.5 inches, which is not bad. Not bad at all, you know? Yeah, but they're the only company. Red 9 Design is the only company in the world that makes a coilover for a Volkswagen bus, which is very interesting, because I've never seen anything. I've done research for months, and I keep only finding Red 9 Design. There's probably other companies, but I have no way of finding the proper, I guess, verbiage to find it on the internet. If anybody on here is big into air-cooled cars, please hit me up. So now that we're done with that, what are your guys' New Year's resolutions? Can you put that in the comments over there? What's your guys' New Year's resolutions for 2021? I want to hear that. I want to hear what you guys are up to. Yeah, Pasky, definitely. If you ever had an air cooled, everybody ends up missing them. Even though they require a little bit more maintenance than any other car, but once you get them down, they're legit cars to own. Okay, okay, I like that. R32 and finish up the 24 valve. I'm super down for that. What about you, Pasky? What's your New Year's resolution, girl? Okay, a VR swap. That's not a bad New Year's resolution at all. Definitely not a bad. And finish your truck. Oh, I can't wait to see your truck when it's done. I already saw your pictures that you sent me that what you want it to look like. This, your truck doesn't need that much work. So, can't even argue that. And then hopefully everybody who saw the new video, the new DIY that we just put up, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Believe it or not, oh, and get my wife of Atlas. She keeps me bugging about me. About with it. I mean, it's not a bad SUV, so definitely go for it. Yeah, my buddy Lon actually has one. He says he loves it. um, I was gonna say, yeah. So that DIY that we just did with the the shift cable, believe it or not, that is a very, very rare failure to happen on a Mark IV where the cable actually fails. What's up, Luis? Happy New Year, fool! Pinche vato locos forever. Oh, by the way, Luis, I ordered the wrap for the Jetta now, so we're getting that soon. The orange, since the Jetta's gonna be a bright orange, you guys are. So I ordered the vinyl wrap for the Jetta. So that's coming in. I also ordered new brake lines, new rotors, anything for Salinas. I love it. So yeah, we got rotors, brake lines, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna see if we can do calipers down the road, but I'm trying to make sense of what we can do for cost wise. But the brake lines and rotors are gonna pretty much where we're gonna be. I finally set time aside. My job is finally giving me the ability to control my. Patreon says black engine bay, orange car. That's what it says on there. Let's see if I could find it right now. Hold on. Oh, I got a message. Hold on. Oh, that was just from you. Okay, posts. Publish posts. And shirts. Scale. Almost done. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, that's the engine bay color, yeah. Black one for engine bay. There you go. Car color. Here we go. Yeah, orange got 11 votes. See, there it is. You guys can see that. I wanted purple. Obviously, purple wasn't going to win. Um, yeah, the next closest color was black. Black, purple were super far behind, but they were the two runner-ups apparently. But then orange won by what, 8 votes. Oh, I like that. That's a good idea. Black engine bays would be a better option, just because the car is going to get thrashed, Pasky, and black engine bays tend to be easier to clean up than a white bay. White bays tend to be very how can I say, stainy. The white doesn't hold, like, stains really easily. Black, you just wipe it down. If it's stained, oh well, it's gone. You can't tell. So we're gonna be doing black engine bay, and then orange car, black engine bay, and then we're probably gonna do, once the engine bay's done and we put the engine in and all the other parts put in, we're probably gonna give it polished accents. Would probably be the nice things, like polished hardware. Trying to find as much polished hardware that I can find. Stainless steel would be the preferred hardware. Number one, anything with an accent, we'll accent every little bolt that we can that's visible all through the top. And then we're going to do a power steering relocation. We're going to do a coolant ball delete. But we're gonna do we're gonna make a custom, what we call swirl pot. So instead of having a coolant ball, well, it's kind of like a coolant ball, but it'll be like a reservoir on the side, so it'll just be a better spot for it. Obviously a full 3-inch exhaust, 2.5 to 3 inch on it, full headers. Right now I have most of the parts that I want to do with it. What's my my New Year's resolution, Ivan? Pretty straightforward. I just want to make my YouTube channel. I want to do my YouTube channel full time. That's my New Year's resolution. That's what I want to do, and I want to do it all the time. That's it. That's it. So yeah, we're gonna do a lot of little accents. We have 2 different manifolds that we're gonna use on the car. There might be a third option. We haven't gotten to that point yet, based off of cost. But once we have Luis's motor in there, we're going to do all the decorating and all the hoses and everything that we need for it to get the engine the engine bay done right. And then we're going to drive the car, break in Luis's motor, and then we're going to go and take the motor, probably not ship it, but deliver the motor to Luis, or have Luis come down this way and have him drive the car. Maybe we would have him drive the car, and do stuff to it. I don't know. We're not that far yet, but that's kind of the goal this year. Within the next 2 months, is have that all done. Right now at my job, there's news around the store going that we might be going down to another lockdown, which actually is going to be in my favor. If we do go down into another lockdown, that means I might be how can I say this? Might be out of work for 2 weeks, which will then pretty much, I'm going to dedicate 2 weeks of just doing all the work on the Patreon car fast, because there's not much left. Believe it or not, there's a lot of work, but it's a lot of tedious work, like shaving the engine bay, doing all the rest of the interior work. We're going to do a bunch of other stuff. But everything is pretty much done and close to where we're at. I just filmed dropping the rear end of the car, so I already dropped the rear end. I'm going to show you guys how to, pretty much, I just pulled the rear end out of the Jetta. We're going to have a DIY on how to rebuild not rebuild, but put new bushings in the rear end the rear beam bushings, because it's one of the hardest jobs actually on that car is doing that. I can swap out a motor all day, but if you ever come up to me and be like, "Hey, dude, can we put these bushings in the rear end?" I probably would say no. Honestly, I probably would say no because that's a lot of work. It's a lot of super tedious work, and I hate it. So I won't do it as often as I would like to. But I'm going to do a DIY for you guys. And it's actually a very good DIY because it'll show you guys the easiest way of doing it when you don't have the tools to do it. Because the tool to do it is actually not cheap. To actually press out the bushing, because it goes out one way. There's a special tool that kind of grabs it and kind of presses it out. It's kind of weird. And that tool is usually about $100 to like $200. Mostly everybody can go buy a $20 torch, and a lot of people should have a Sawzall at home. If not, then that's where you want to think about. If you don't have a Sawzall, you can either go one of two ways. You can be super cheap and go buy a hacksaw, a cheap little hacksaw, and just sit in there and try to cut it yourself, or go buy a Sawzall, or go buy the tool. That's kind of like where we're going to be going. Since I already have a Sawzall and I've had it for years, there's no expense to me. But the initial expense, that Sawzall was $75. Or we had the blades, so I just used the blades over and over. But pretty much you pull the rear beam out, you grab a torch, and you torch you heat the center of the bushing. Not the outside of it, but the center, the metal insert of the bushing. There's a metal insert. You torch the living crud out of that. Get that sucker as hot as possible. And what's going to happen is the rubber around it's going to melt. And you're going to hit it with a hammer, and that whole end should pop right out. Okay? Once that whole metal end pops out, you get a Sawzall, put it in, and you cut. You go down and you start cutting into the race. This is where you got to go cut, pull out, cut, pull out, cut, pull up, and then make sure you don't cut into the actual the beam. You just want to cut the race. Once you get it decent enough, deep enough, you can either go one of two ways. Keep going until you hit it, and hopefully you don't cut into the beam, or you just cut really deep, and then what you do is grab a flathead screwdriver or a chisel, and hit it right in the middle, and it should snap, and then the bushing should just come right out. Then what we do is that we grab the new bushings, which are polyurethane. They're super easy. You just grease them up, and you can actually push them in by hand. And then you press in with either a hammer or a vise. Press in the metal insert, and that's it. Installing them is super easy. Just removing them is such a pain in the butt because it's just very time consuming, and I hate doing it. It's not fun. It's just boring work. So that's another DIY that's coming. We're going to show you guys a really cool trick on how to prevent your brake master cylinder from draining all the way. Because whenever you remove the rear lines, they're going to drain. They're going to be leaking. There's a cool trick, cheap trick that costs you probably $1 to $2 to do it. So that's coming. The rear beam, rebuilding the rear beam or putting new bushings on it. But we're going to actually sand it down, coat it, and we're going to repaint it. So we have less chances of having rust on that beam over time. We got new shocks. No, not new shocks. We got new strut mounts. We have new rear bushings. We got new rotors for the rear. My goal is I'm thinking about doing a swap in the rear, doing the Audi TT rear end. Audi TTs are the exact same thing as the Mark IV GTI, but they have vented rotors in the rear. So right now I still have the chance of returning the rotors and getting Audi TT rotors for the rear, which means we can get Audi TT calipers, which actually bolt onto the rear of the Mark IV. And they're not bigger, but they're designed to hold up to a 312 millimeter disc in the rear, which is a bigger disc, but it's vented. That's kind of like the big upgrade without going into a big brake kit in the rear. Then we're gonna do Porsche Boxer front brakes on the Jetta. They're light. They're lighter than actually the stock VR6 brakes. Number one, they're 4-piston, and they use 312 millimeter disc. and what's it called? And you can get everything from AutoZone. There's a cool thing that people don't realize that you can do. You can build an entire big brake kit, front and rear, for very, very little money if you have a really good commercial guy. Yes, rear calipers and rotors will bolt right onto a Mark IV platform because the Audi TT is a Mark IV platform. But you got to make sure it's a TT non-quattro. Okay? There's the catch. If it's a quattro model, then it's not going to be the right one. So you can do, again, the Audi TT. Another option is the Mark IV R32 or the Mark IV GLI. Those have bigger rear brakes, but they're not vented. I believe they're not vented brakes. I'll confirm that, but I believe that's the issue. On the front, you get what we call Porsche Boxer, 2004 Porsche Boxer. You can get their calipers. You go online to this website called Rally Racing, I believe. They make the bracket for $150, okay, for those calipers to bolt onto a Mark IV. And then you use Audi TT front rotors for that. That's it. Done. So Audi TT front rotors and rear rotors, rear caliper, Porsche caliper in the front, and then you use the I believe you use the factory brake line from the Mark IV, which I believe is what you use to bolt on the caliper. I'm not 100% sure. I gotta do my research again on that. It's been a while since I've done this this kit, and that is the cheapest big brake kit you can get, period, out there, and that will give you again 4-piston front brakes, bigger piston rear, and bigger vented disc brakes in the rear. And it's super cheap. You can do everything for about, everything. I believe it's like $600 to like $700. That's front and rear. That's stupid cheap. You got to understand that. Just doing the big brake kit on the front, if you bought everything brand new from like ECS Tuning, is anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000. Like $1,200 to $2,000 for the entire kit for a front big brake kit. I've done it for under $1,000 all day. It's super easy. You just go buy remanufactured stock calipers. That's it. You don't have to go out and buy brand new Brembo calipers, brand new whatever caliper. You go to AutoZone, go rebuild calipers, get it for that specific car, and typically you spend anywhere from $75 to $100 per caliper. Again, but you gotta get a commercial guy who's super cool with you, because my commercial guys at my AutoZone that I go to, they're super cool. They'll take my stock Mark IV calipers as a core, and let me have the other calipers in exchange, and just pay for the price. I don't have to pay for a core charge. So again, you gotta make friends with your commercial accounts, but they're super cool, super easy, and that's gonna be the cheapest big brake kit you can get for a Mark IV. And it stops hard. I'm not kidding you. That's what we're gonna use, because since the car is gonna be a track car, or a fun daily track, autocourse, autocross, and track. My buddy German Steve, he said he will teach me and get me to take the car. Once we get the high compression motor, we're gonna take it to the streets of Willow, which is Willow Springs, and Fontana Raceway, which we're gonna take this car to and beat the crud out of it, and then give it to a lucky Patreon member. I'm super excited for it. Because I want you guys to see what it can do and perform, and I want whoever wins the car to see that the car is amazing when you guys win it. All right, so I just want to say again. I just want to do a quick update on everybody that we got some really good news coming. For Patreon members, this Thursday, yes, you can use a 17 or an 18-inch wheel. Yes, you can. If you went to the If you went to the 388 millimeter disc brakes, and you can't. 17s are just a bit too small. You got to go to an 18. But yes, you can use a 17 or an 18-inch wheel for this style brake setup. That's definitely an option. Hold on. My buddy German Steve is going to help us out to get the car all done, but dialed in. We're gonna get it tuned. He's gonna get me to get all the proper suspension stuff that we need to invest in it. So that's one of the things you guys gotta be excited for. Once the rear beam is installed, we also got. Yeah, that's pretty because the BBS RCs are very flat. Their offset's pretty aggressive, so you are going to need a spacer with that. Typically, if you want to clear this setup, you can do it with a. You can clear it with a, I believe, with a 30, 35 or 30 offset wheel. It shouldn't be that bad, but something with not a flat back to it because they tend to hit the caliper. But again, or you can do less aggressive and then put a spacer, and that will fix the problem as well, just like Luis said. So this Thursday and Friday, we're going to finish the motor. We have everything in here now, finally. I was supposed to finish it this week, but my wife and I decided to focus on the last 10 orders that we had from our online store. So we are officially 100% caught up on all our orders. Patreon members, by the way, your new bundle is going out pretty much in about a week or two. Exactly. Shave the back of the wheel. It depends on where you shave it, but you can do that. Or what we used to do is shave the actual caliper itself. We would actually shave the caliper, the face to it, just depending on how much we have to shave off of it. Sometimes we just shave about 1 millimeter, and that would clear it. But again, it all depends on the wheel you use. So I just want to give you guys a heads up that this Thursday and Friday is strictly a Patreon DIY week. We're doing a ton of work on Thursday and Friday for the VR6. I got correct. All new members get. If you just became a new member, you're gonna get 2 boxes, Pasky. You're gonna get the introductory box, and then you're gonna get the quarterly box as well. All new members will get an introductory box, no matter what. And then every quarter we give a box with a bunch of other stuff. So definitely see that in the mail as well. That we're going to be shipping everything out throughout the entire month. They should all be gone by the end of the month. For all second and third tier members, get the quarterly box. Tier 1 members get the introductory box, and that's it. If they're gonna want the renewal box, that's gonna be, they have to go to the tier 2 or 3 to get the quarterly boxes. And we make sure that their quarterly boxes are worth it. I'm just telling you guys that. It's a lot of stuff that we give you guys that we make here in-house. Oh! Hey, yeah, you're getting a bunch from us. Forgot about to show you guys this. No, I haven't seen that. So, I don't know if you guys seen this, but this is a little toolbox that we designed right here for our engines that we are 3D printing. And then see here, this is a wrench and a ratchet for your toolbox. So this is going to be a little toolkit for you guys who's really into if you guys are doing the model stuff. It's right here. So you get a ratchet and a wrench, and a little toolbox. These guys are going to be part of the engine kits that we're going to be offering. So we made them to scale. So here's an engine, and then we made them to scale so they fit kind of like a small little toolbox. Um, so one thing that we're going to be offering is obviously that's one product, and then I'm going to make posters, little tiny matching posters. I'm going to have a screwdriver as well. It's going to have a ratchet, screwdriver, wrench, impact gun, and I'm trying to find jack stands. I'm actually trying to see if I can design a jack stand that's not difficult for me to 3D print, and an actual jack as well. These are all products that are, again, they're coming. They're just coming slow. Maybe a hammer. Not 100% sure for the hammer. But we got some cool little, like, we want to make a little toolbox for like $5. So I have like a little toolbox with a bunch of little accessories. But we're going to be making tiny little posters, like 1 by 2 inch posters. So if you guys have like a display case, these little posters are going to be made of plastic with a picture of a every generation car on each poster. We're going to have them with all our artwork from our t-shirt artwork that we have. They're going to be on there as well. We're going to be offering a bunch of little just accessories. So if you guys have, like, again, like a display case that you guys are going to show off stuff, we're going to be having all these little Trooper Squares. I'm not going to go that crazy. I'm sorry. Very generic toolkit. I do have a Craftsman toolbox that I'm going to 3D print as well. Not a Snap-on toolbox, but a Craftsman toolbox that the top opens, and I think it has one working drawer. I'm not 100% sure. It's a company that I found one online. So it's something that we're working on, because I'm branching off more into doing these little 3D models that we've been doing a lot of. So I want to be able to offer our customers a lot more accessories to do their displays on their models to do their stuff with. In 2 weeks, our new engines are going to be getting. I can do scale RC stuff, but I'm not a fan of it. It's not very reliable. They tend to break, so I don't like to do it. If you guys want the Clarkson hammer, I can make that a poster in the background, or the Top Gear. I can do like a Top Gear wallpaper with a for a background for your guys' models. Again, we have a lot of stuff that we can expand on here. So please be excited for it, because I'm trying to go a little more into my model side on top of my Mark IV product side. So definitely something. Nice. The cars, we're not going to be doing any car. We actually have we have this wheel. If you guys see this is one of my other wheels that we have as a. You see this? Here's a wheel that we have that's coming in. Actually, I can show you all. I have a ton of different wheel designs. Old school Ferrari wheel. Porsche phone dials. I forgot the name of this wheel. But yeah, and then again, this is what you guys get for Patreon members. You guys get my little wheel rack. This is kind of like your starter kit. You get one wheel in the mail. And every quarter, you guys vote on the wheels. Let's see. And once we finish a set of 4 wheels, you guys will get the next wheel rack. And then you guys will get another wheel with that. And I want you guys to paint them, get them all painted up and looking cool. So I want to see your guys' products when you guys are done. I want to see what they look like when you guys are done actually painting them and making them look like that. Because again, every quarter we offer, you guys get a free wheel, and you guys vote on the wheel. So that's one thing you guys got to get a behind on. You guys on, what did you guys vote on? I forgot. Here, I can show you guys all the wheels that I have currently. I have more. But I have, let's see here. There we go. Here it is. Let me scale my video down again. No, we're actually making the Patreon boxes right now for the January ones. So for you guys that are already members, you guys are already getting the January ones. Pretty much, we started making them already. And then my wife has an entire list for second tier and third tier. Second tier gets a wheel. You guys get a patch, a new sticker. You guys get a patch, a sticker, a new wheel. Oh my god, I have my list written down. Some other stuff. I have a whole list of what you guys get for the next one, and then for tier 3 members, they get everything that the tier 2 guys members, but you guys get a special actual toy. You guys actually get a brand name toy in the box as well. I can't say what it is, but you guys are gonna get a toy on top of that to collect an actual collectible toy, brand name. I can't say anything, but that's what you guys get in the box as well for tier 3. My wife and I actually go store to store shopping for them, just because they're not easy to find, especially really good ones. So be happy for tier 3s. You know, again, it's not really the cost; it's more about the effort that we put into it and the amount of attention that we put into it as well for you guys. But you guys can see this is a list of some of the wheels that we offer. So you guys, I believe, voted on, I think number 4 is what you guys chose. So wheel number 4 is what will be coming in the mail. Now, I have another one that is pretty cool. Let me see here. I made it just for fun to see if you guys wanted something like this, but I actually made a 3-piece wheel. So you'll see here's one, the rear barrel, lip, and center. So full 3-piece wheel. So you got your barrel, your lip, centerpiece, and then your barrel. And it's a full-blown 3-piece wheel. Again, something you guys can paint and put on display. That's the whole point of these guys. This might be something that I might be giving you guys as well for tier 3 members. I gotta talk to my wife still about it, but yeah. It does not fit on the rack. It's way bigger. This is the difference in size. It's a way bigger wheel. Oh, I'm cramping really bad. What's up, Rob? Man, just tuning in. It's 12 o'clock, buddy. Yeah, it's close to a 2-inch in diameter. Ah, crap. Hold on. My leg's cramping pretty bad. Ah. Ah, come on, leg. Ow, 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 ow. It's super cold in here, so... Sorry. No, my garage is really cold. Ow. It's about like 60. I think what does it say in here? 63. It's about like 63, 64 degrees in this garage right now. It's pretty cold. Whew. Oh, it's not going away. Aye. That's a really crappy. It's right here. The inside of my thigh. That sucks. Man, that's not cold, says the Canadian. I agree. Yeah, bananas are good for that. Drinking a lot of water, not beer, it's also good for that. Damn it. But I've always had a problem with this leg doing that. It's just like really bad cramps. Alright, well, that's not going away. I might have to call it a night. But either way, just wanted to say hi. Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoy, tonight's just, chill and talk. We have another DIY coming up. Again, we have actually a decent amount of new DIYs to bring in the new year. So, go for a run. This fat guy ain't gonna go to any run, man. I don't do swimming. I mean, I'm a really good swimmer, but I don't like swimming. I got a bike. I've been biking a lot. I'm trying to drop about 30 pounds, hopefully by summer. Maybe 40 if I can. I want to be back around 190. It's kind of where I want to be in my weight. So it's not hard. It's just food's so delicious. Oh, it's so good to have food. Oh. Well, either way, um, again, thank you everybody so much for being a part of this. There you go. Thank you so much for being a part of this awesome community. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. And you guys are just being a part of it. Those tiny carnitas aren't helping. They're not. I agree. um, again, thank you for being a part of this community. I'm getting distracted. And just having fun with me and growing with me on this channel. It can't be possible without you guys. Honestly, it cannot. And again, as always, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's make 2021 PincheAls Garage year to go as big as possible for the people, by the people, because we're going to do it. Yeah. We're going to do it and we're going to make it happen. I promise you guys that. It's going to happen. And it's only going to happen because of you guys to begin with. So, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. I got to wake up in a couple hours. I got to go to work. Be safe. And as always, if you see another dubber on the road, give him a thumbs up. Deuces. All right? All right? Respect one another. And we're going to break. We're going to fix. And we're going to repeat. Because that's what we do here at PincheAls Garage with you and no one else. All right? Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.